Welcome to Lens. Today's guest has spent his career on both sides of a question most of us never have to think about. One, what does power look like when it's used well? And two, what does it look like when someone finally has to check it? Sanjay Kumarji is a retired IPS officer of the Maharashtra cadre with a career spanning more than 3 decades in some of the state's most demanding law and order roles, including Additional Director General of Police, CID Pune, and Commissioner of Police Navi Mumbai, as well as Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar, a post he held until his retirement in 2023. In 2025, Sir took a very different kind of role, member of the Maharashtra State Human Rights Commission, a body that exists to examine complaints against the very institutions he spent his career serving, including the police. That's what makes this conversation worth having, sir. He's not going to speak to us as a theorist of human rights. He's going to speak as someone who enforced the law from the inside and now sits in judgment of how that same power gets used, sometimes rightly, maybe sometimes not, against ordinary citizen. Let's begin. Sir, my first question to you. You spent a career enforcing the law and now you sit on a body that exists to check how power is used against citizens. Was this by a deliberate choice or was this a design?
First, I just want to correct that violation doesn't take only place by the police organization.
Correct, sir.
There is a lot of organization who is supposed to respect the human right and the fundamental rights of the individual. Under the Constitution, the human right or the fundamental right to life under Article 21 has been expanded and incorporated a lot of rights.
Yes.
So all the right doesn't belong to the law enforcement agency. The right to education, the right to health, the right to shelter, a right to proper environment, a right of community forest right. So all these rights are being looked after by different organizations. However, it is true that the most visible organization
Right.
where the people rush or run for the shelter and relief is the police department. So human right also receives maximum number of the complaint against the visible force or visible agency of the state which are supposed to perform a duty as per the procedure established by the law, but they are failing somewhere or they are not coming to the expectation of the public. But the organizations such as health sector,
Right.
they are able to and they are responsible for giving a proper treatment, timely treatment and effective treatment for the masses. They also face. There are the organization called MPCB, Maharashtra Pollution Control Board. They are supposed to look after the clean air, the clean water supply. They are also sometimes failing into their management. The corporation, which are supposed to provide the better facilities, roads, water, sanitation, they also sometimes fails. For all these organizations and other organizations also who are in service to the public, when they fail, that have the impact on the human right given by the constitution of the individual. So it's not a deliberate choice, but anyhow, I don't know why. It is the background of my mind or it was destined that in 1995 and 96, 97, I have served in UN.
Right, sir.
In a mission in Bosnia and Herzegovina that is called UNMIBH. There I was working as a personal officer and basically we were a police monitor. And a country which has been disintegrated and faced the ethnic cleansing So we are trying to develop a civil police system into that, where everything depends upon and decided on the ethnicity. So there it has impacted me a bit about the violation of the human right between the two ethnic groups and three ethnic groups basically. I can't imagine a country with the three president.
Right.
I can't imagine a country with a three currency. So you go from one straight line, you are going this side of the road, you require a different coffee and kava, and other side you have to spell the coffee in different way. This side of the road you have the different currency, that side of the road of the different currency. And we as a UN police monitor, we have to see that the ethnicity border should be properly crossed and accepted by both the community. So that has impacted me. After that, I came back to the and did my uh, certificate course in human rights from the from IGNOU. And after retirement in 2023, I was ADG training, DG training and a special unit. So during training, I realized that some of the practices we adopt in the police department. So my question was the police brutality. Why the police is brutal? So that is a question which always erupt into anybody's mind. That why they have given a job to perform a job, but there is a different reason for that shortcut adopted by the police. I'm not supporting that part, but sometimes the expectation of the public of quick result, sometimes their own failure, and somewhere into their training it is embedded into it. That in the police department during training, what we do, we ask them in the name of the physical health and better physical health. In training, it is imparted that if somebody commits a mistake on the ground, he should be punished with the physical punishment.
Oh.
So if somebody has come late on the ground, you ask him to go and make 2 rounds. If somebody's fault in the steps while parade, you ask them to go and do the somersault. So anyhow, we are indirectly and unknowingly ingraining into their mind the best punishment to get a performance is a corporal punishment. So we have decided to stop that in training period. So there is a lot of factors. So after that, to change the mindset of the people and make the people aware of their rights and expose them to the facilities available to address their problems. So I have applied for when the advertisement come out for the member state human rights commission. Fortunately, I was appointed for the MAT also, Maharashtra Administrative Tribunal also, and the MSHRC also. But I prefer, because having background of and knowledge of the human right, to stay with MSHRC, and I am performing the job as a MSHRC member. So here, if you see, there is a misnomer. The people feel that human right violation only takes from the visible organization, that is the police department. The other department also, other organization also is of the state, because in Human Rights Commission we deal only with the violation committed by the state or state agent.
True.
So if there is a violation of human right between the two individuals, that become a police case. But if the state knowingly or unknowingly doing the violation of the human right, to Human Rights Commission provide the solace of the aberration committed by the state agent in rectifying it in the form of providing the compensation or taking action against the wrongdoers. So that is the basic thing. So this is a big misnomer that all the problem is created by the police department and the only
perhaps.
Human Rights Commission is dealing only with the police atrocities.
Yeah. No, I completely stand corrected there. And intention, I think it came out because of your past background, such a long background with the police department. But thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing that. Sir, I have something on dignity and ordinary citizens to ask you about. So, most people, and I'm going to use the word police here also, most people only interact with police or the bureaucracy when something goes wrong. It's an FIR or a complaint or a checkpoint. So, what's the single most common way you have seen an ordinary citizen's dignity get quietly eroded in those moments that most of us in the public space won't even notice?
The police department, we are not trained to hear, listen properly, and the communication skill. The moment anybody comes to you, the way you interact, a lot depends upon that. The first respondent, police as a first respondent has failed. And a lot of emphasis has to be done over it. The moment you approach a police station institution to find a relief, and the way you are questioned, the way you are addressed, make a lot of impact on the citizen. And we work with a trust deficit. The public has a trust deficit about our performance, maybe a different reason. And that is a disservice to the community, because we have failed in proper communication and giving a solution. At least we should give a proper listening to their problem. We have failed in, and sometimes it is also the other part that the public should also understand the role of the police. Because a lot of people, and in our no codes, we don't talk about the police hierarchy in every civil books or civil studies books prescribed from 1st to 10th. We don't talk about the police hierarchy. We don't talk about the police limitations. We don't talk about what is cognizable and what is non-cognizable offense. What the problem has further exaggerated and become complex with the social media. Because a lot of people come with a lot of interpretation of the law in different way. So that has increased the burden on the police department to some extent. But that can't be the excuse. That has to be tackled by the police leadership. So in my opinion, the worst things which impact the dignity of the common citizen is as a first respondent, a responder, we are not come to the expectation of the public.
That's radical candor, I would say. Brutally honest answer. I mean, honestly, I was not expecting this because this, on one side, it carries such simplicity, what you said, but its impact is what is making the difference. So, human rights sounds like a big abstract phrase for most people. But where does it actually show up in someone's daily life? And, you know, a small ordinary example than a legal one would be better over here.
A human right start from your house. How you treat your maidservant, how you treat your servant, and beyond that, how you treat your family member, how you treat your wife, whether her dignity is being protected by you and respected by you, your family member, your son, your daughter. Recently, I see a social media reel, the prank about the prank by the child about her mother, and the response by father.
Okay.
So you see the social media in which the child say the shut up to mother, and how the father jumped over and caught hold of the son and say, "Ki, how dare you to do that to insult your mother?" But whether we are doing here, how many times we in our family shut our son for misbehaving with mother? So the human right start from your family and your surroundings. How you treat your servant, how you treat your maid servant. So you have the dignity to treat properly your maid servant and servant. That will have a domino effect. That will go to the society also.
So interaction becomes the big root.
Interaction and the basic knowledge of the dignity, that everybody has dignity. Dignity of work, dignity of place, and the dignity, sometimes the dignity is dependent on a lot of things, depending on the status. You can't have a dignity of the governor and the dignity of the poor people. The governor has its own dignity. You can't abuse governor, you can't do that. They have the post-related dignity.
Correct.
One is the individual dignity. Jैसे I have a right to life and liberty. My liberty and life should not be compromised with. I have a right to shelter. I should not be illegally thrown out of my own house. So this is my dignity. So dignity starts from house and it goes to the extent you want to example, which we, the State Human Rights Commission, had recently dealt with. In Nanded, one family is traveling and one tree falls upon their scooter. The child in between died. The family asked compensation from municipal corporation because the tree is managed by the municipal corporation. The municipal corporation came with a plea that no, it's not my fault. And they give the excuse that this is a act of God. A lot of lot of storm was going on, rain was going on, but they failed to provide any substantial evidence supporting their claim. So they have to be compensated. This is the violation of the life, right to life of that child. If somebody drawn into dig created by the municipal corporation, they have to be compensated because their human right has been violated. So human right violation which took place by the state agents, and if it is established, that required a monetary compensation as per the provision of the law.
So, and for any citizen to complain to the State Human Rights Commission, what is the kind of procedure, format?
There is no procedure or no format.
Okay.
The State Human Rights Commission had came into existence as per the Act, the Protection of Human Rights Act 1993. In Maharashtra, it came into existence in 2000. This year, we are celebrating our Silver Jubilee year.
Right.
25. We have completed 25 years. The State Commission worked with a procedure and regulation which is called Maharashtra State Human Rights Commission Procedure and Regulation 2011. So that gives how it works. As per the procedure and regulation, anybody can complain of their human right, of his human right violation to the commission. There is no format, no fee. He can write, send a mail. He can write on any format in any paper. He can send a video. He can send any document.
All right.
So the procedure is that after it comes, it is being scrutinized. Scrutinized by our legal team. A scrutiny mentions and scrutiny is done on the complaint, nature of the complaint. Because if the complaint is vague, and sometimes we receive the complaint that I was going on the scooter and I was wrongly stopped by the police traffic constable and fined. So there is a provision for that. If somebody is complained that, okay, there is a land problem and somebody has encroached, but he has not gone to the police station.
Okay.
So he should first approach the agency available to deal with that.
Okay.
If the police station he went and police station is not acting, then it's a violation of the human right. But if you have not approached the police station, so the complaint should not be vague. The another condition is that it should not be related with the service matter. The service matter, we have another tribunal, Maharashtra Administrative Tribunal.
Okay.
And for the private sector, we have the labor commissioner and all those things.
Okay.
Then it should not be a property dispute, because property dispute we have the civil code and the revenue code. Then it should not be sub judice.
Okay.
So if the matter in the court, the judiciary is taking care of that. So we can't give the another solution to the problem, to the cause, and the court will give, because court, that is a court. I am a commission. We don't do the cross examination. We have the power of CPC, Civil Procedure Code, where most of the things is done on the basis of the affidavit. And subjective evaluation of the affidavit given by the respondent and complainant. Then we come to the conclusion based on the affidavit and document provided by them and give a result and give the recommendation. So human right procedure is there, and the matter, if somebody has already approached some another commission, so they can't approach. And there should be a complaint against the government servant and government agency. If you have a fight and violation of the human right by other person, then you are supposed to go to the court or the police department.
But so if I may ask, on an average, if the State Human Rights Commission receives a complaint, how much time does it take for a resolution? If everything is, there's no qualification.
It depends upon the nature of the complaint.
Of course.
Nature of the complaint. Generally, we receive about 600 to 900 complaints every month. And generally, if the complaint is related with and the respondent is forthcoming, in 1 or 2 hearing it is over.
Okay.
And it takes about 2 to 3 months.
All right.
If there is a lot of evidences and the complainant come with, I have the video footage, I have the soundtrack of the incident, and then we have to ask them, the respondent, to reply to that. Then again the complainant come with something new, then we have to ask them.
You're right.
Because our recommendation, the rule says that whatever we ask them government to pay as a compensation, the government may recover from the wrongdoer.
Acha.
So it directly goes on the concerned government servant.
Okay.
So they should be given, as per the natural justice principle, opportunity to defend themselves. So sometimes for this process take times, but generally 3 to 6 months we are able to come to resolve the problem.
So in policing, you're often asked to choose between what's lawful, what's ordered, and what's right. And those three may not always line up. Can you walk us through a moment, if possible, where they didn't and how you decided?
It is very difficult to answer. But sometimes we have a conflict. What is lawful, what is right, and
what is ordered?
What is ordered? Ordered part you can take care of.
Right.
The conflict starts with what is lawful and what is right from your consist. Sometimes you take the choice of what is right, but not always. It is very difficult. But when you are taking the stance of what is right, then lawful, then you have to take in confidence and take the longer or larger perspective. Without giving the much detail, I can give you a conflict which arose.
Perfect.
I was ADG CID, and one dead body was found, and there was a lot of hue and cry. So we went for the giving the sample and father and mother, because body is totally decomposed, to find the whether this kid belonged to this parent. So the reply came that the person whose sample is given to them is not biological father. So the conflict started between. The legal is that I should go ahead with that. But I find that it's not right to expose a father and make another conflict in the family, saying the person that the boy who died is not your son. But the forensic expert has told that the chromosome is from the same family.
No.
So it is very difficult for us. And a lot of hue and cry was going on to reveal this information. So I have took the decision because, okay, so we have changed the query and asked that the boy who died is of the same mother or not.
Okay.
So the biological mother is always the same.
Right.
So the reply came, okay, the mother is the same. And I received the brunt of 3-4 days from all the source. But I have took the confidence that time the leader said that I am doing this, which may be not legal, but from my point of view is right. And I go ahead. So you come across the conflict where something is legal, lawful, but not right from your point of view.
In such a life of action, sir, what you have seen, what police officers see, in such a life of action, is it easy to remain heartful?
Unless until you remain heartful, you can't do the justice. The thing is that here, the Aurangabad city has a lot of problems. And there is a lot of issues where you have to choose between what is right and what is legal. Sometimes which is totally legal, but from that particular moment is not right to do.
Yes.
You have to go for that better perspective. If you see that, okay, law and order situation can take place. I give you another example that will expose some people, so I don't want to name that. That one incident, there is a lot of morcha and all those things. In the morcha, there was a relation related with the marriage between the two community, two religion. So there is a lot of big morcha against the then, and I was there, the commissioner of police. So I asked them, okay, who is the leader? So I come to know that who is the leader, who is the leading, who is the most vocal. So in the night, from the government order, we asked their phone to be under watch. And 6 o'clock in the morning, I got my officer coming to me and saying, sir, there is a plan. What is the plan? The plan says that the father of that girl will show that he died and faint into the procession. And then you have a full-fledged communal right. Okay, how to deal with it? Then again, the legal and right. So I call that gentleman. and asked him, it is your statement. He denied. I asked him, listen it. Oh, sir. I'm not going to protect this morcha. I'm not going to give any policeman with this morcha. Anything happen, you will be responsible. And that morcha passed off peacefully. Whether this intimidation was right or wrong, it's a legal or illegal, but in my context, it was right.
And in the end, everything happened peacefully.
Peacefully.
So that validates.
So the question is that right and legal, this is all the police leader has to face once or twice, not once or twice, a lot of time in his life career. What is legal and what is right. So you are dealing with a human being. You are not dealing with a legal entity. So all have the best knowledge of the legal, all have the best intention for the society. But here, as a protector of the society, without any vested interest, controlling a law and order, I don't have any vested interest. I have a vested interest of the society that law and order should be maintained. So here, if I have to choose between right and legal, so that's a problem always all the police officer in their life faces.
So coming to students now, and you are here in our institute today. Most of these students, I think, will never wear a police uniform or never be a part of a commission like you are, sir. What's one habit of mind from your career, a way of observing a situation or a person that would make any 20-year-old a sharper, more honest thinker in ordinary life?
Honesty and transparency. If you are honest with the student, saying the problem, saying the solution, and you have the communication skill to address them properly. Because these people are ignorant. They are not knowing the consequences. They are considering you that you are the protector of not only the constitution, you are protector of the individual government. So that's what I was referring today, that by attacking the police force, you are not attacking person, you are attacking institution, which in democratic country you have created for yourself for maintaining law and order.
You're maligning the authority which you
are
have created.
Maligning the authority. You are fighting with your tools. That tool you are going to use when you come to the power or when you required for. So maligning that institute, instead of going for reform of that institute, you are maligning, you are attacking that institute without knowing their limitations. So it is not going to last. And it is damaging as a whole. Because I always give this example that we all talk of that there should be a traffic thing and all those things. There should be no traffic violation and all those things. 90% of vehicle user are educated person. And 90% of violator of traffic rules are the educated person. Not only that, they keep their son and daughter behind as a pillion rider. Seeing the red light, they jump the traffic and says ki dekho kaise bewakoof banaya. So indirectly you are teaching them the institution which the society has created for regulation of the traffic or the order. You can fool them. So unless you start respecting the authority or organization and institution you have created for your well-being, it is not going to work properly.
Do you see that as a widespread problem for today in India?
Yeah.
So, if you could leave students our students at large, with one instinct which they should carry into job, any institution, any position of even small power, what would it be?
Take a informed decision,
For conscious.
conscious, informed, well-informed decision. Going by some information which is not filtered properly, not coming from the proper source, validating it, knowing its consequences. A decision taken on the basis of that is going to hurt not your organization but the country as a whole. And for that you have to know about the information, to read, to understand and analyze. That is the requirement.
So, my last question to you, management education and human rights. How do you think management education necessarily requires human rights teaching? Deliberately, consciously?
No, management, if you talk about the business management,
Yes.
so business management without protecting the human right or respecting the human right values is not going to help the community as a whole. It may help to earn more profit, more name to that organization. But so far the contribution of that organization is concerned, they have to compulsorily respect the human right values for the society as well as for their own employees also.
Right.
So otherwise it's very lopsided development. It's not you can say all life development or sustainable development. For sustainable growth and lasting growth of the organization and the community, we require and we have to respect the human right.
So, sir, I think you answered, but I will still ask this one more, and this will be the last one, sir. What is the purpose of business? For you who now spend so much time with human rights.
The human right, the purpose of the business is to growth of the community as well growth of the organization. Both should be there. Only the growth of the organization is not going to help in the long run. If the growth is on the basis of the violation of human right of anybody with which your organization is associated, either in the backward linkage or the forward linkage, it is going to hurt you, hurt the organization as well as the community. A growth on the cost of others' suffering is not acceptable.
So growth of community and growth of organization have to coexist.
Coexist.
They have to go hand in hand.
Go in hand in hand.
Right. So I am done. If there is
Okay.
anything else.
No, thank you.
So thank you so much for being at Nath School of Business and Technology today,
Thank you.
sparing your time with the students, with some of our fellow industrialists, and talking to us.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.